Okay, so we are now in chapter 2, which is Algebra, okay, and hopefully we'll make it straightforward for you. Okay, so first question says, write an expression in terms of n for part A, the sum of a number and 12. Okay, so in order to do this question, basically what's asking us is write an expression to give us the sum of a number, which we're going to use n, and then 12. So the answer for this one is going to be basically, is going to be n plus 12 is the answer, okay? And that will give us the sum. Right, so that's part A. So part B, it says twice a number minus 4. So this time, that's going to be 2n minus 4. Simple as that. Right, a number multiplied by x and then squared. So this time it's just going to be n times x squared. D. The square of a number cubed. So we're going to say n is squared, but it's also cubed, which is n to the power of 6. For those of you who don't know, when we have a bracket here, the indices, we can just multiply the indices out like that. So 2 times 3 gives us 6. Okay, so that's that one. Now, question 2a asks us to simplify 9xy plus 3x plus 6xy minus 2x. Okay? Now, when you simplify expressions like this, you need to look for the like terms. What is common? So we've got an xy together here and we've got an xy together here, okay? And then x is there. So we can do, so this can actually equal 9xy plus 6xy plus 3x minus 2x. I've just literally moved this plus 6xy here, okay, close to this one, okay? And obviously in maths, it doesn't really matter what order you add things in, okay? Because unless it's you've got multiplication or division in it, but because these are pluses or minuses, the order doesn't matter, okay? So anyway, this becomes 15xy, and then 3 minus 2 is 1, so this is plus x, so there's an invisible 1 there, okay? Right, next question, let's have a look. Right, next question says, so for B, it's 6xy minus xy plus 3y. So we need to simplify this. Okay, so how do we simplify this? Well, what are the like terms? We've got to xy there and an xy there. So that actually just becomes 5xy plus 3y. And that's as simple as that. Okay. Right, next question. So 3a. Now, it asks us to simplify a cubed times b to the power of 4 over a b to the 3. Now, again, we're going to practice our rules of adding indices. Or in this case, because it's a divided by a, so I'm just going to do an aside here. If a divided by a1, basically you have to minus the indices. Okay, so this actually is equal to a to the 2. Okay, because it's 3 minus 1. Okay, or we can rewrite this as a to the 3 multiplied by a to the minus 1. Okay, so this is another rule. Every time you see a 1 over, we can just rewrite that letter or term to the power of minus 1. And again, the same rule will apply, which we add the indices. So in this case, 3 plus minus 1 is equal to 2. So this is a2. So both ways, we get the same answer. Okay, so anyway, let's simplify this. So this becomes a to the 2. Same principle here. So b to the 4 plus minus 3 is going to be b to the 1, or an invisible 1, okay? And that's your answer, okay? Right, next one, B. Simplify 2x cubed to squared, okay? So, In this example, it's literally 3 times 2. So 2x to the 6. That's your answer. Right. This one, 3x times 2x cubed times y squared. Now, how do we do this one? First of all, let's look at the numbers. We can multiply the numbers together. So 3 times 2 is 6. And then what's happening here? We've got an x to the power of invisible 1 times an x to the power of 3. So we follow our same rules here, where we add the indices together. Okay, so it's going to be 1 plus 3 is x to the 4. Y squared. That's our answer. Simple as that. Right, what about D? Right, this is, in brackets, 4ax squared to the power of 0. Now, if you don't know already, any number to the power of 0 always equals 1. Just do whatever, just practice numbers in your calculator. Do 243 to the power of 0 gives you 1. Do 1 to the power of 0 gives you 1. Okay, whatever number to the power of 0 gives you 1. And because all of these are in brackets, we can write it as 1. Okay? Right, that's that question about E. So it says 4x squared times y times x cubed y squared. Okay, so remember there's an invisible one here. So 4 times 1 gives us 4x squared plus x3 or times x3. We add the indices. It's me x5. Again, y invisible. 1 times y squared. Add the indices together. That's 1 plus 2 gives me 1, 3. Okay, that's the answer there. Right, next question. So again, if there's anything in what that I've done that you need to look over, just pause the video or just rewind it and listen to the explanation again. Okay? Right. Next set of questions. So this one is a bit more challenging. It says, what is the value of x when you've got that? Right. Now, what I've prepared is these list of numbers here. And this is something that I recommend memorizing or at least knowing, okay, or knowing how to find out or being able to list down in an exam, okay? First of all, we've got our rule. Anything to the power of 0 is 1. So 2 to the power of 0 is 1, 3 to the power of 0 is 1, okay? 2 to the power of 1 is 2, 3 to the power of 1 is 3, okay? And basically what I've done, I've just done 2 increasing its power, okay? So it goes 2, 4, 18, 16, 32, 64, 3, 9, 27, 81, 243. Now, if I look at this list of numbers and I look at the question, can I see if there's a 32? Yes, I can. 2 to the power of 5 is 32. Okay, so this is the reason why I said it's worth just either memorizing or just knowing the sort of numbers that the 2 to the power up to 6 gives and 3 to the power of up to power of 5 gives, okay? Because then it can make your life easier. Because at the end of the day, basically it's trial and improvement, okay? You just have to try out different numbers. So in this particular case, the answer is 2 to the power of 5 is 32. So x is 5. Okay, that's your answer. What about B? This time it's 3x is equal to 1 over 27. So let's have a look at our table here. Can we see a 27? No. Yes, 3 to the power of 3. However, it's 1 over 27. And what was that rule that I said? Anything, let's say 1 over a is equal to actually a to the minus 1. So, actually, instead of x being 3, we just need to put a minus there, and the answer to make this work out, okay? So therefore, x is actually minus 3. And if you did this in your calculator, okay, if you did 3 to the power of minus 3, it would give you 1 over 27, okay? And again, it's trial and improvement. So let's say you tried out positive numbers and it didn't get you anything, and you found out 1 over 27 actually is a small number, smaller than 1, then try negative numbers, and in this case -3 works. Okay, so that's that question. Right, let's do the next set of questions. So 5a. So it says, expand each expression and simplify if possible. So this is the expression for 5a. Right, so how do we expand brackets? Okay, we follow this rule. 5 times x gives us 5x minus 10, because minus 2 times 5 is minus 10, plus 3 times x, okay, gives us 3x, plus 3 times 2 is 6, plus 6. Let me look at the like terms. We've got an x there and an x there, so 5 plus 3 is 8x, minus 10 plus 6. So remember, this is a minus 10 and we're adding 6 to it, minus 4. That's our answer there. Okay. 5b. 5x x plus 7y minus 2x minus y. Okay, we need to simplify this. So, again, same rules. 5 multiplied by x is 5x squared. 5x multiplied by 7y is positive. 5 times 7 is 35. 35xy. And then we're going to do this side now. So this is minus 4x squared, because this is x invisible 1, and then just add the indices together. Minus 2x multiplied by minus y. So the two minuses become a positive. So this becomes plus 2xy. So if I write this out again, 5x squared here, and we've got an x squared here. So that's 5 minus 4 is 1x squared. We've got a 35xy plus a 2xy. So that gives us 37 plus 37xy. And that's our final answer. Right. 6a. It says find the value of x plus 5 minus x minus 5 when x is equal to 1. So, basically, how we do the first one? Let's substitute 1 into them. So that's 1 plus 5 minus 1 minus 5. Gives us 6 minus 4. Okay, 1 minus 5 gives us minus 4. Minus 1 times, 6 minus 4 gives us 10. Okay, so it becomes a plus. Because minus 1 multiplied by minus 4 is plus 4, therefore it becomes 6 plus 4. Okay, so remember that rule. Right, next one. I think I've got space, but I'm just going to write it here. So next one, I have to do it when x is equal to 0. So it's going to be 0 plus 5 minus 0 minus 5. It's going to equal 5 minus 5. Again, minus 1 gives me positive 5. So it's 5 plus 5 is 10. And then when x is equal to 5, well, it's going to be 5 plus 5 minus 5 minus 5. This is 10 minus, and 5 minus 5 is 0, minus 0 is, is 10. Okay, so we've answered that question. Right. Do the next bit. 7 says, simplify and write the answers with positive indices only. So 7a is x to the 5 times x to the minus 2. Right. Remember, it says positive indices only. This one Okay, don't have to do too much. A 5 minus 2 is just to the 3. Okay, x to the 3. B. Simplify x to the squared, or squared x to 2x to the 4. So I can rewrite this. 8 divided by 2 is 4. And I can say x to the 2, x times x to the minus 4. Remember, we're applying this rule here. That becomes 2 minus 4 gives me 4x to the minus 2. But the question asks us to make sure we only have positive indices only, so this is actually 4 over x squared is our final answer. Right, C. 2x minus 2 to the minus 3. Right, in this particular example, we need to expand the brackets 3 times. So 2x minus 2, 2x minus 2, 2x minus 2. Okay, that's what it's saying. So, if you've not done these sort of problems before, just watch carefully, and again, just pause the video, rewind if you have to. So I'm going to first of all just ignore this bit, and I'm just going to focus on this bit here. Okay. So first of all, 2x times 2x gives me 4x squared. Then 2x times minus 2 gives me minus 4x. Then minus 2 times 2x gives me minus 4x. Then minus 2 times minus 2 gives me plus 4. Okay? Which simplifies to 4x squared minus 8x plus 4. So this refers to these two brackets. Now, I need to multiply this to this. So I'm going to say now, I'm just going to add it here, okay, 2x minus 2, 4x squared times 2x gives me 8x cubed. 4x squared minus 2 is minus 8x squared, okay. 2x minus 4x is 2x times 4x squared, sorry, is plus 8x squared, and then 2x minus times minus 8x gives me minus 16x, and then finally minus 2 times 4 is minus 8, so this is minus 8. We can cancel these two. So the final answer is 8x cubed minus 16x minus 8. Okay. Right, next question. So, it gives us conditions. If x is not equal to 0 and y is not equal to 0, simplify 3x to the half times 5x to the half. Okay? And the reason why I give these conditions is basically because if it was 0, the problem would be very simple. The answer would be 0, okay? But it's not. So, so we need to simplify this. So we can say 3 times 5 is 15. Half plus half is 1. So the answer is 15x. B. 81 y to the 6 to the half. Okay, so half times 6 is to the 3. Basically 81y cubed. C. 64x cubed to the third. Okay. Again, what's 3 times a third? It's 1. So this is 64x. But, hang on. What have I done? My mistake. First of all, 81 needs to be square rooted. Okay, because you've got half. Because basically this is correct. And this should be like that. Okay. Yes, I completely forgot about this 81. So what you need to do, yes, this works to the indice, but then remember that actually it's also square root of 81. Okay? And here, same principle, x is fine, but actually the 64 is cube rooted. And if you did that on your calculator, you would get 4. So the answer is that. Okay? Yeah, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, and just to recap, if you don't know what these mean, the indices, so x, so the half is the square root of x. You could even say x to 2 over 2 is equal to x squared. Okay. X to the third is that, and x to the fourth is that. Okay, so just be wary of these rules. Right, let's do the next question. Right. So, yeah. Right. So the next question, it says, find the value of n when you've got this. Okay. Find the value of n when you've got this. Now, so we need to look back at this sheet here. Okay, this is what I told you to remember or make sure you're familiar with. Let's have a look for 32. Here we go. 32 is 2 to the power of 5. But, what did I say? Anything to the power of 0 is 1. So in this case, n is equal to 0, because 32 to the power of 0 is 1. Okay. So, that's part A. Part B, what about when it's 2? Okay, right. 2 to the power of 5 is 32, but we've got 32 to the power of n equals 2. So, in this particular case, you know that 5 is going to be important, okay? But if you put 5 into 32, it would be a huge number, okay? So you can't do that. So let's try 32 to the power of 1/5, and that's the final answer, okay? So what I'm saying is, with these sort of questions, there's no set rule of how to answer them, because it is trial and improvement. But if you know, like, these values here, and then just try different things, like a minus or doing a 1 over, you basically can find the right answer, okay? So, and that's the final answer, 1/5, okay? Right. Next question. This time, find n when 32 to the power of n is 8. Right. So, let's have a look at our list here. We know that 2 to the power of 1 is 2, but we know 2 to the power of 3 is 8. So to get from 2 here to 8 here, we need to multiply the indices here by 3, like we've done here. So 2 to the power of 1, if we multiply that indice by 3, we'd get 2 to the power of 3, which would be 8. So basically I'm going to do n, which is 1/5 from the previous example, okay, times 3, which will give me 3/5. Okay, now if I substitute 32 3/5, it will give me 8. Okay, like I said, there's no set rule on how to answer these questions. It is trial and improvement, but these are just some, quick hints that might help you. Okay, so first hint is be familiar with this sort of table. Okay, or these sets of numbers, and then try a 1 over, do a minus. So just work with these numbers, and hopefully it will make your life easier. Okay, and that's the end of that video.